Remember when you were young and caught your first legendary Pokémon? Fast forward to 2024, and if you try to use that legendary in battle, it might not feel very legendary anymore. That Moltres is about as useful as chicken tenders, and the original Regi trio is much more comfortable in memes than on the battlefield. Let's face the facts. Older legendaries like Suicune just can't keep up with the likes of Urshifu and its devastating surging strikes. And how can they keep up when the earlier legendaries never got signature moves of their own? Today, we've taken matters into our own hands by proposing new signature moves for these old legends. Specifically, we're going to upgrade the legendary trios from the first 3 generations, the Kanto Birds, the Johto Beasts, and the Regis from Hoenn.
Back in early generations, the legendary birds were flying high. But as time passed, one by one they faded from competitive relevance. The final nail in the coffin was the release of their Galarian variants in Generation 8. Each of these amazing avians got excellent new signature moves, but the originals got no such love. It's time for us to give them the love they deserve.
Starting with Articuno. Ice and Flying is a really bad type combo, especially on a Pokemon that was clearly intended to be super bulky. So, how do we fix it? Well, to do that we need to look at the one time it did see success. In 2024, Articuno won a regional out of the blue as a silver bullet against a metagame dominated by ground, grass, and dragon type Pokemon. But after Articuno's single glorious victory, it faded back into obscurity. It was able to overcome its weaknesses thanks to the new improved snow weather condition, not only boosting its defenses, but also by synergizing really well with the bird's ability Snowcloak and its strongest move Blizzard. But even with the help of Snow, Articuno still has another hurdle to overcome, its lack of a good flying attack. So, let's give it one. Since Articuno is only ever going to be good on Snow teams, let's make a move that interacts with Snow. Introducing Snurricane, which...
No. We're not naming the move Snurricane, Josh, no matter how much you want us to. Introducing Frigid Flurry. This flying type move has 110 base power, 70 accuracy, and a 30% chance to drop the target's speed by 1 stage. You may notice this move is very similar to Hurricane, but instead of boosting its accuracy in the rain, it does so in the snow. No matter what buff we give it, Articuno is never going to be a top tier Pokemon. But Frigid Flurry might help enhance its niche as a snow abuser, so it can see more success in the future.
Zapdos is the strongest Kanto bird, but no Gen 1 legendary is truly immune to Power Creep. Compared to Articuno, Zapdos has a few more tools to work with, like its awesome ability Static, which can paralyze attacking Pokemon whenever they dare to make physical contact with Zapdos. Our new proposed signature move, Gathering Storm, helps augment this strong ability. Not only does this move boost Zapdos' special attack and special defense by 1 stage each, it also adds another 30% chance for opponents attacking Zapdos to get paralyzed on contact until Zapdos uses its next move. Combined with Static, the chance to proc paralysis jumps to 51%, slightly better odds than a coin flip. We're leaning into its role as something annoying to hit and are choosing a setup move because Zapdos' attacking options are already strong enough. Thanks to Gathering Storm, neither physical nor special attackers can handle Zapdos as comfortably as before. Now, excuse me for a second. I have a, meeting I need to attend.
Hello, and welcome to my Alpha Bird presentation. See, this is what all of you look like, beta birds. But here is a real Alpha Bird. Look at this Charizard. With its ability Solar Power, it is the dominant fire flying type. How could Moltres ever think it could compare to Game Freak's Golden Child? But today, I'm here to tell you the truth. Moltres can never be an Alpha. It needs to be unique. It needs to be a Sigma Bird. And how does it become a Sigma Bird? Well, by buying my new signature move, Emberwing. Yeah, I'm seeing a question from the crowd.
Emberwing? What's that?
I'm glad you asked. Emberwing is a 90 base power special attack with 90% accuracy, and it spreads scattered embers on the opponent's side of the field. Yeah, I'm seeing another question.
Scattered embers? What's that?
Another good question. Scattered embers is like Stealthers, but it's fire type. This move is like Flamethrower, but 10 times more Sigma. Guess what? This move could be yours for the low price of 10% of your accuracy. A steep price to pay, but that's what you gotta do to be a hawk instead of a pigeon. Thank you for attending.
Why do I even bother going to those anymore? Am I getting scammed? I'm pretty sure I'm getting scammed. Anyway, I'm here to talk about Johto's legendary beasts. Out of all the trios we're buffing today, the beasts have had the most competitive success, but that doesn't mean they couldn't use a little boost. Let's start with Raikou, who runs into issues thanks to Regirock. They're very similar. They're both fast electric types that provide speed control with electrowebs and can hit pretty hard too. But Regirock moves faster and hits harder, so Alecki is just superior. Raikou's better defenses aren't enough to make up the difference, and it can't match Alecki in speed, so we decided to help Raikou out in the damage department by upgrading its Thunderbolt to the much stronger Thunderstorm. At a whopping 130 base power and 90 base accuracy, this move is like an electric-type Draco Meteor, or Overheat. The idea is that Raikou can provide speed control with Electrowebs, nuke an opponent with Thunderstorm, and the stat drops aren't too bad, because if Raikou has already provided speed control and one big burst of damage, it's already performed its job, and everything else is just a nice bonus.
We've got something special for you folks at home. We've secured an interview with the real Entei. How are you doing today, Entei?
Doing good.
Great. Hey, Entei, are you ready to receive your new signature move?
Nah, I'm good.
What?
Yeah, I'm already doing quite well. I just got third at the World Championships this year, so I don't really need the buff.
Really? Are you sure you don't want one?
Yeah, Ho-Oh lets me borrow their signature move Sacred Fire, and it's strong. 100 base power with a 50% chance to burn. There's nothing better you could give me.
Very well then.
Anyways, I've gotta go. The Alpha Bird podcast just released a new episode, and I've gotta watch it.
Don't listen to that trash. And Entei, I thought you were supposed to be a cat. Is this even the real Entei?
I gotta go.
You had to ruin it, Josh.
It's what I do best.
Suicune's move was tricky to figure out, so we decided to look at its lore. Pokemon Silver's Pokedex entry for Suicune says, "This Pokemon races across the land. It is said that the north winds will somehow blow whenever it appears. To go with this theme, Suicune's signature move will be Boreal Blast, an 100 base power flying move that gains 50% more base power if you have Tailwind active. We think that giving Suicune good flying coverage could help it out, as it can now threaten the grass types that can hit it for super effective damage, as well as being able to hit fighting types super effectively.
I'm in danger!
I guess bug types too, but who really cares about that? And since Suicune gets Tailwind, Boreal Blast will add some synergy within Suicune's moveset. With Tailwind active, Suicune basically becomes a water flying type on offense. It is important to note that Ice Beam might be better on certain teams because it can hit Dragon and Flying types for super effective. But again, it depends on what the team needs.
Put on your swim trunks. It's time to go to Hoenn. Hope you don't mind too much water. That wasn't my best joke. I'd say it was only 7.8 out of 10. Hoenn is the home of the original Regi trio, and while later additions to the crew like Regigigas, Regidrago, and Regieleki got signature moves, these OG Titans were kind of left behind. And honestly, they need these buffs. Out of all the trios we've given buffs to today, the Regis are by far the weakest.
And that means we can give them signature moves that are super powerful. Take Regirock. Its stat distribution makes it want to be defensive, but on the other hand, its rock typing is riddled with weaknesses. If it wants to be able to perform the role it wants to as an Iron Defense Body Press user, it needs an option to recover HP. So we're giving it Karen Stacking. This move recovers 50% of Regirock's max HP and gives it a +1 defense boost, so it can survive more incoming hits. And while this move may seem very powerful, Regirock is still Regirock. So players who use this boosted Rock Titan would have to overcome its bad speed, bad typing, and mediocre special defense. And for those wondering about the name Karen Stacking, the Pokédex reveals that Regirock attaches stones to its body in order to heal. And this is a Karen stack. Neat, right?
Regice? Regice? Based on Abby's facial expression behind the camera, I'm not gonna call it Regice. Regice suffers from similar problems to Regirock, but the rock typing at least has a few useful resistances, while ice, well, only resisting yourself isn't great for a tank. And looking at its stat spread, its problems aren't going to be solved with a powerful offensive move. So we're turning Regice into a support Pokemon with its new move Permafrost. While this move does some respectable damage with its 80 base power, the main draw is the Permafrost effect it applies on its target. This new effect makes the target always move last, like it's holding a lagging tail. And this effect is permanent until the afflicted mon switches out. Not only will this be a good option against really fast teams, it will also give Regice a niche as an anti-Trick Room option, since there aren't very many speed control options that work in and out of Trick Room. Like Karen Stacking, this move is absolutely fundamentally broken on most Pokemon. But also like Karen Stacking, Permafrost's awesome power comes at a very steep cost. You have to run Regice.
And last but certainly not least, Registeel. This golem is the best of the trio by far, though it isn't exactly winning major tournaments. We're giving it a huge boost because we really like Registeel, and also our friend Ty would be really upset if we didn't give it a good buff. Introducing Alloy Assault, which is simply Steel-type Body Press. An 80 base power move that uses Registeel's defense stat instead of its attack stat for damage calculations. Gaining Stab on its main attacking move would catapult Registeel from good to great. And we would not be surprised to see Iron Defense Alloy Assault Registeel win major tournaments. It would probably still run Body Press as an excellent coverage move that would allow it to hit bulky steel resists, such as steel types themselves. Just make sure the rest of your team can handle Goldengo.
And there you have it, 8 legendary signature moves for these legendary Pokemon. Tell us in the comments what you think of these new moves and which Pokemon you want to see receive buffs next. If we get enough suggestions, we might make another video.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Now, get out of here.